Happy Tuesday!
Hi, she's Chrissy.
And she's Sissy.
And we're
Chrissy
Chrissy
and
and Sissy.
Sissy.
All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Whew,
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, everyone. Y'all, it's 2021. I don't know about you guys. I am so excited. Yeah, I hope y'all had a wonderful Christmas, a wonderful New Year's. I know I have. Chrissy and Sissy, we have got so much needed rest, relaxation, bonding with our family and friends. So we're just ready to pour back out into you all. Just excuse me from a t-shirt, y'all, because it's just one of them shirts.
Mine doing it a lot.
It's doing that, that thing. Y'all, it's not me being lazy with the shirt. Just using like my little dance shirt that I do use with the children. But anyways, you guys, before we
would say, first of all, no. Second of all, no.
Yeah, it's that shirt. But I don't.
It's
just a saying. It's just a saying. This is one of them shirts I would have practiced. But anyways, you guys, before we go any further, thank you all for subscribing, liking our videos, supporting us on all our different endeavors, on all our different social. It's been so long. Our social media platforms, y'all. It has been so long since I have said that. It's like since last year. So while I'm talking about social media platforms, make sure you're following them, which are at the
bottom of the screen.
At the bottom of the screen. So make sure you following us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that, y'all. Whew, I said that. All right, let's take up the offering.
Let's go. Guys, it's a new year already. God has just been doing some magnificent things. He's just always doing magnificent. Nothing has changed with him. He's always doing something great. How about if I just leave my dress like that? He's always doing something great. He is just good.
All right, you guys. So enough with us catching up on you all. We promise you all a sister talk is coming. I'm going into planning mode. It's the last day of my winter vacation, so I'm about to go in plan mode. So here we are for the Sunday school lesson today for January 10th. It's 10 days into the new year already.
Can we get
our lesson? Is call to significance. We got the call lesson. So we're called to significance. The youth lesson is entitled, and I love this, Worthy of a Big Calling. Worthy of a Big Calling. Our memory verse and everything, as you all know, will be at the bottom in our description box, okay? You guys, we're talking about one of... I would say if you're looking at like a redemptive story or somebody who, when you put the words, we serve a big God into play, you think about it, I think about this man, I think about this apostle, I think about his growth through just being a disciple. We know there was the 5,000, there was the, help me sis, there was like the 72, and I know I'm kind of off subject right now, but then you have the 12, but then you have the 3, and Simon Peter being one of those 3 that saw, Jesus transfigure. So, but this was the same guy who denied Jesus 3 times. So now we get to see his beginnings, and we can relate to him today through this lesson, because sometimes we serve a limitless God. He has no limits on him. So your heart's desire, the things that you want, the things that you aspire to be, our God can fulfill it. So and it doesn't matter where you have been, what you have done, God can supersize, maximize, galaxy size, your dreams, your ambitions, and he could, he don't put you at a certain level as humans do. God will put you at levels that you thought you would never be in. So we're going to talk about the lesson today. Sis is going to go ahead and break down the story for us. Go ahead, sis.
All right, guys. So this story is a childhood Bible story. We've read it over and over. We've talked about it. We've done skits on it. We've done all of this on it at the church. At every church across the thing. It's, I will make you fisher. I will make you fisher. You know the song. Okay. So this is that Sunday school lesson.
Yeah.
Well, it's just talking about Simon, it's a fisherman, and then he had his two partners, James and John, which is the son of Zebedee, and they were out fishing. It was a drought. Apparently, they were not catching anything. This is my livelihood. This is my job. So, Jesus said to Simon, "Throw your net out right here, over here, over here, not over there." Okay, and he did that. And when he did that, threw his net out, and it was just like all of a sudden, it was just like fish jumping into the nets. And when they began to pull the nets in, the story says there were so many fish that the boat began to sink. They had to literally call other fishermen that were out to come and help them. What I like to think of about that, because there was so many and other fishermen came to help, they got blessed. They got blessed off of this blessing. You talking about the ultimate overflow? So the overflow is nothing new. Like the word of God said, there's nothing new under the sun. So even because the other fisherman was in the right place at the right time fishing, they got blessed off of Simon's obedience to Jesus. So, call to significance. What is your call to a significant purpose? Your significant purpose. Jesus was so amazing. He used this as a metaphor, an analogy, to an example to show Simon what his true calling was. Just as you have caught all of these fish, you see all of these fish, you are going to be fisher of men. You are going to draw these many people to me. This is kingdom work. This is how many people you're you're winning for the kingdom. That's your significant purpose. He used that as an example to get his point over to Simon. James was blessed from it. John was blessed from it. Everybody's household was blessed. And what I like to think of is even going back to the Old Testament, where it says, and the oil from Aaron's beard ran down. Okay, so the anointing, the gift, the blessing that was for Simon ran down and took it down to others underneath him. And that was another point that I had never ever seen in the I will make you fisher of men. I will cause you to literally fish for men. I will cause you to draw people to me. So what is your significant purpose? It may be drawing others to Christ in the school system. Y'all know I'm just like really on that. Drawing others to Christ in the school system, in your neighborhood, just being a genuine light for the Lord, for the kingdom. You don't have to say anything. Just go about living your life, and it will cause others to come to come to Christ, because you're just being just the best little saved saint that you could possibly be with the help of the Lord. Go ahead, sis. That's my little introduction on the story.
One thing that I love about this story, worthy of a big calling, young people and, adults and seasoned people. One of the things that I feel like, I don't say that the church missed, I've learned from last year what the church need growth in is, petting, if you will, nurturing our young adults, our youth, our little people, their gifts, even our adult gifts. I remember talking to my friend over the break and saying how, I have a friend, I don't mind saying it, who has the gift to sing, but when people put you in a certain box and think you can sing, this is all you can do. This is what you can do with this gift. You can use this gift. People like to edify, the church, to do this. It's more than you could do, because my friend could be singing, at work at the vending machine, and somebody hear her voice and go, wow, what are you singing? What are you doing? It could be more than just, doing a Sunday morning service. And oftentimes, our young people have gifts in them that, let me be honest, they're not being used
Right.
um,
Right.
on the spiritual side.
Yeah.
We have natural gifts. Simon Peter gift occupation was to fish. And all he said now was what Jesus said, I'm going to make you a fisher of men. Look, you already know how to bait
Mm-hmm.
fish in. I remember when I taught this lesson to the little people too. It's the Sunday school lesson.
Yes.
How are you going to bait people? You know how to bait fish. What are you going to hook them with? How
Yeah.
are you going to reel them in?
That's good.
So that was his natural gift. And oftentimes I feel as if, and Sis is a big advocate of this and had to correct me on it at times, why are our young people, all they got to do is sing? Why all they got to do is dance? Why they all got to do is mime? What about a poem? What about writing? What about, cleaning up? What about hugging? What about being a greeter? What about being an usher? And one of my friends told me that they was drawn to church not for the singing, not for the pastor, not for the first lady, not for any of that. They were drawn because a usher would just give them these hugs that they was like,
Yes.
that's what drew them and allowed them to come to church. You know, we have, I even think about instance when I was growing up, where it was this pretty girl that went to church. This is when I was a little girl. This teenager, she was in church. I don't know what we had a community outreach day or something. And we always do joke and say that one of the guys in our around her age just was really attracted to her. And that's how he came to church. Like he
Mm-hmm.
literally came in as a 15-year-old, 14, 15-year-old. They said he just got a crush on her. But she then, mesmerize him and do all that type of stuff. They just became friends that way. And while they became friends, he came to church. And then when they realized, like, okay, nothing's going to happen for this. What happened? He was still in church. Like, everybody has gifts. People are charismatic. We got to think of outside the box. And then with our gifts, God don't put us in a box and say, oh, I gave you this gift to dance. You only could dance in the four walls of the church. You
Mm-hmm.
could dance. I know a guy who has mimed on convention stages. These gifts reach us more than the tiny four walls, and God just don't put you in a box. Like Jesus used in the lesson, he used Simon Peter boat because he needed a bigger a platform to teach on. And so now he's on this boat. This boat is now anointed and everything. And I love, Peter was even like, Lord, go away from me, I'm a sinner. But it's like, this is the calling that's on your life. Your calling is not going to be limited to your past and what you've done in your past. So that's another thing that I took out this lesson. And it's like, and as Sis was saying, call to a significant purpose. We're living a purpose-driven life. It's
Mm-hmm.
not by chance that you know how to talk to people. People understand you. It's not by chance that you know how to cook. And when people cook, they just release or it's therapeutic. It's not by chance that, you're good in administration. For the longest, I was I never understood until I took this, like, and somebody else kind of helped cultivate me. I took this quiz and said, you're organized, you're this, you're that. You have a gift in administration. And all I could think of, I'm not going to be no administrative assistant. My head was already in the box. Like, what can I do administration? But through administration, you're able to organize things. We're able to do Chrissy&Sissy. I'm able to do media stuff, able to, or help children. It's a lot of things that you can do. So, we can't put limits on it. We're living a purpose life. So everything we're doing, that gift that and we're just admonishing you to make sure you know what your gift is and seek God on your gift. Your gift is going to be used to bring people into the fold of Christ, coming to Christ. So, what is your gift? And God is going to elevate you and, as I say, galaxize you to where you're not just going to be stuck on one level, but it's all in just the benefit of bringing people to Christ.
Yeah.
And that's all I say. Because, y'all know me.
And I began to think when Sis was saying about what are you going to hook them with? What bait are you going to use? What are you going to put on that hook? What type of worm is it going to be? Is it going to be the top shelf worms, or is it going to be the little cheap worms? You can go outside and dig up some earthworms. But how are you going to win these people to Christ?
Yeah.
Because what you do not, what you fail to realize, and I hear people in the world say this all the time, people that are not saved, people that just not proclaim to be saved, does not proclaim to have the Holy Ghost. They don't say they're where I am. But you hear people saying all the time, those church folks, they do the same thing that I'm doing. So how can they tell me, how are you living your life in front of these people? You can't get with them. You can't get with them and then turn around thinking that you're going to be able to win them for the kingdom.
Yeah.
Because it's okay. And I'm like I am just like a big believer in, I don't tell my son not to listen to certain music. I tell him to listen to the words of the music and see if what this singer is saying, is this something that that you live by? Is it gonna, what are your values? So what are you listening to? This stuff is pouring into you. So you can't listen to music that's belittling people and putting people down, and then you're with the people that's listening to it, calling people out of their names, and then you're gonna turn around and say that you're saved and you love God and they should do this, that, and the other thing. How? Why? Because they're looking at you. So they're saying, man, if you're saved, then I'm already saved because we're doing the same thing. We hang out in the same places. We do the same things. Let's do something a little different. I'm not saying don't be friends with people that's not saved, but I'm saying be a light for those people. Be different. Just be different. Make sure that on the end of your fishing rod is love, peace, joy, long suffering.
Yes.
Make sure that that's what's on the end of it. Okay, not hate, bullying. Okay, y'all kind of following me? I wanted to go there with that. I'm just like really, really big on people just live what you say.
Live what you say. Yeah.
If you're going up, if you're telling everybody that you're saved, let that be who you are. Let saved become you. That's just who you are, regardless of what the situation is, regardless of what's going on. Okay, I'm the type of woman to where saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, I can sit in the midst of people that's drinking, partying, and everything else, and I can still yet be saved. They offer me a drink. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
I don't have to condemn them. No, thank you. If they're smoking, no, thank you. I don't have to take a test. Some people say, you going to hell, you this, you know. Okay. Live the life so that these people will be able to come to you and say to you, I noticed that there's something different about you. I need to talk to you about this. I have this issue. God will open a door for you to witness to them.
That's
That's all
right.
I'm gonna say, sis.
That's good. That's a perfect way, to wrap it up in our little lesson. It was like a sandwich. You got the bread, the meat, the lettuce, the tomato,
Gotta
the
have
bread. Then we sticking that toothpick on in there, and then we ready to
with that.
serve it. So that was good. So we all one I've learned today, like we have a gift. Two, we're called. It's our gift is significant, and we have a big calling. We're worthy of a big calling over our life. And
Word.
then three, God has called us, gave us this gift, but let's also make sure that we draw men to Christ, draw men and women, girls, boys, everybody to Christ. But let's make sure that we remember that we still have to live for Christ. So that was perfect. That was great. I definitely learned a lot, you guys. You guys, I hope y'all, I'm gonna start saying this in the new year because doors of the church are opening back up and Sunday school's opening back up. Make sure we post these videos on Tuesday, but make sure you study the lesson for yourself and pull out, certain things that you like about the lesson, and
Mm-hmm.
so that way you can share those who are teachers. That way you can share with your class.
Yeah,
I I was guilty about 2.5 years ago. When I first started becoming a Sunday school teacher, I was quick to listen to TGSS and get my notes and go in the class. But yeah,
yeah, you was
this
scripted.
whole year, well, no, 2020, like I really learned. And then, I mean, yeah, God is amazing because I never thought I would be doing this right here.
God is
That's a
awesome.
whole another story. But you guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the lesson. Any last words, sis?
No, stay
So
tuned, guys. Stay tuned. Study, 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 study.
study, 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 stay tuned. And on that note, happy studying.
Studying.